That is quite an outstanding jump. It really is quite an exceptional finish to a brilliant move. Incredible form on the tuck. I expect the judges will be scoring highly, and indeed they do. Yo. And that's it. That's the intro. We're really scraping the barrel at this point. It's your boy, No Trim Niren. We're back again, and it's time for FTW. This, of course, is a series where I bring to you the best and more frequently the worst of what football has to offer online and on social media during the course of the last 7 days. And for the first time in a while, football is over again. No, listen, I know there's football going on elsewhere, but that doesn't count. Only England matters. I am a true patriot. What, the league's still going on in Italy? Fam, I don't care about Spaghetti Land over there. In news about as welcome as Wiley at a bar mitzvah, the Premier League is officially over. Leicester City missed out on Europe's elite after losing to Manchester United, who in turn qualified for the Champions League in 3rd position. Not gonna lie, they completely deserve to miss out on Europe altogether for allowing Jesse Lingard to score against them. This man had a bet on Lingard not scoring for the entire season, and with Lingard's last-minute goal, the bet fell through. You would cry, wouldn't you? Let's be real. Bruno Fernandes scored yet another penalty. You see, that would have been a much better bet, theoretically. Although apparently we're all saying his name wrong.
Bruno Fernandes.
Nah, he's got his own name wrong. I don't care what the birth certificate says. He's remixed his own surname. And Chelsea also booked their place into the Champions League with a win over Wolves. They're still linked with German wonderkid Kai Havertz. A Chelsea fan asked Bayer Leverkusen for a poster of Havertz in blue. They duly responded and did not disappoint whatsoever. And in the mid-table, Arsenal just about scraped 8th place over Burnley and Sheffield United with a victory over Watford. I don't even have a joke for that. It's just hilarious in its own right. The relegation battle went right down to the wire, but against the odds, Aston Villa stayed up. And those odds being that Watford were only playing Arsenal, so you would imagine that they would have got the victory. Right, Jack, mate, don't worry about it. You can cancel that train ticket to Manchester. It's all good. And don't drive there either. We all remember what happened last time.
Knee there as well, though, so I just wonder, you're talking about maybe it being your last game for Watford. Could it be your last game full stop? I'm not that old, cheeky bastard. Sorry, shouldn't swear, sorry.
It is very ironic that Watford have been sent down by Arsenal, given just 3 years prior, Troy Deeney accused the club of having no cojones, and now they're sending you cojones to the Championship. Listen, don't watch that. Right, in my opinion, it all comes down to the sacking of Nigel Pearson. I just don't understand why you would disrupt the club and disrupt the changing room like that when you're 3 points clear of relegation with 2 games to go. What is a caretaker gonna do that Nigel couldn't in a relegation scrap? It's poor club management, and for that I feel Watford deserve it. Imagine that happening in other walks of life. So, yeah, it's a bit warm, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so, oh, sorry, I've just scanned that the wrong way around. Let me just take that back through. I'll be 1 second. Yeah, no, big man, I don't think you'll be going anywhere. You're done for. All I did was scan it wrong. I've only got like 2 things left to scan through the machine. I've already delivered your P45. So can I go now, or? I mean, Watford were destined for failure anyway, allowing Mia Khalifa to support the club. Although, now they're going down, so I guess that's a marriage made in heaven. The Aston Villa draw against West Ham also sent Bournemouth down, and a lot of football fans have been coming back to the incident where Hawkeye failed in Aston Villa's game against Sheffield United, which, theoretically speaking, ensured a goalless draw, but who's to say that that goal doesn't go in, Aston Villa don't get an equaliser? I understand why Bournemouth fans would be disappointed, but there were 8 more game weeks that followed from that. Like, create your own destiny. They're probably due some kind of financial compensation, given Hawkeye is literally meant to work rather than it being subjective like VAR. But you're not gonna get your relegation overturned. I'm sorry, boys. Arsenal aren't gonna care, because now, when the season starts and everyone's on 0 points, they're technically top of the table. Now, over at Liverpool,
all I knew was you got a wee gold badge. Oh, that's all Big Virgin, all that banged on about. A silly badge was our motivation, but it worked for us.
What did he just say? Is my man talking in wingdings or something? Staying on the Liverpool theme, and it was Sir Alex Ferguson's job to give a speech for Jurgen Klopp winning the LMA Manager of the Year award, and apparently the German manager called Sir Alex Ferguson at 3 AM in the morning, drunk, to confirm that Liverpool had in fact won the Premier League. I absolutely love the housery involved from Jurgen. Down in the Championship, and there's the news that Birmingham City have chosen to retire the number 22, previously assigned to wonder kid Jude Bellingham, having moved to Borussia Dortmund. He's 17. He's played like 40 games for the club and scored 4 goals. We've actually got a leaked statement showing the full rules here. So nobody's allowed to wear the number 22 shirt at Birmingham anymore. If you become 22 years old, you must be sold by the club. If you've ever said the number 2 out loud to another person, you are not allowed to play for Birmingham. Non-league side Stourbridge absolutely loved it. They've also retired the number 22 shirt. It's phenomenal. I'm not being funny, but I had to watch Osama Asaidi cutting about in the number 11 shirt after Graham Souness wore it. If I can cope with that, Birmingham can cope with this. Elsewhere in England, and Yaya Touré is training with LEYTON ORIENT. What? Who's writing the script for this series? There's Corona, there was World War III, there was that big old asteroid, but now, officially, 2020 has gone too far. My man's gone from Barcelona Champions League ties to Macclesfield Town away. I'm gonna be hearing the Yaya Touré song ringing out at a 47 all-seater capacity stadium.
Yeah, definitely. Monday I'm gonna start because today was just trying to get my legs going a little bit. Because I felt the lads had high level and meant for a game for
I've had enough. Why can nobody speak today?
That's all big budget.
As long as he doesn't wear the number 42, because obviously it's got a 2 in it, and 4 is twice as much as 2, and Birmingham City won't be having any of that. Manchester United are reportedly after Kingsley Coleman, and with David De Gea's poor form and him seemingly training as a goalkeeper, it's pretty understandable as to why. Either that or he's replacing Odion Ighalo, who looks like he's about to go on a new series of Ibiza Weekender.
Smash it.
Anyway, let's take a look and see if there's any other news going on. Yeah, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'll be back in that's probably a bit optimistic, actually. Liverpool have confirmed that Dejan Lovren has officially left the club to join Russian side Zenit St. Petersburg for a fee around roughly £10 million. Listen, personally, I've always been a fan of the guy. If I do not see a news article explaining that Dejan Lovren has been deported back to Croatia in the next week, all hell is breaking loose. I meant being deported in a good way, you know, for like the culture. Listen, obviously I'm happy because he was somewhat of a liability and it wasn't working out on the pitch. But if I'm gonna be serious for once, I'll always have endless respect for him as a man and his willingness, and I'll always secretly love him for his passion. Plus, we'll always owe him for that goal against Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League. So good luck to him overall. He did once claim he was the best defender in the world. Listen, he might well have been the best Croatian Premier League import centre-back, who happens to be 31 years old, who was born in Zenica, technically in Bosnia-Herzegovina, whose first name is also Dejan. It's actually been a very interesting week at Zenit. They were crowned Russian champions, and while celebrating, they managed to drop their glass trophy and smash it to complete smithereens. Over in Spain, and the excitement continues after Unai Emery was announced as Villarreal's new manager. Their chairman, as you can see, is seemingly absolutely delighted with the reveal. He was pictured in front of a notepad ready to write down transfer targets and tactical genius that's followed him around his managerial career for... Listen, fam, they gave him a pen with the lid on. Even they didn't want him to sign the contract. Over in France, and PSG won their domestic cup. It didn't come without compromise, however, as Kylian Mbappe was assaulted during the match, which now leaves him out of the next Champions League fixtures. That wasn't going to get in the way of Presnel Kimpembe's spirit, however. Oh, yeah, sorry, Gaffer. That was an accident, mate. And in more shocking news, Spanish legend Xavi tested positive for corona. He could pass it to anyone. For fuck's sake. On a serious note, though, Xavi, get well soon, and I hope to see you back managing very shortly. Now, closer to home, and Jordan Henderson controversially won the Football Writers Player of the Year award. What can I say? He's the best player in the league. I mean, listen, I've known this for time, personally. It's about time he got the recognition that he deserves. I mean, let's be real, it's obviously Kevin De Bruyne. Having said that, has Kevin De Bruyne ever been on the cover of FIFA 16? I did not think so. Aye, don't let Manchester United watch this clip. They'll splash £80 million on him and stick him at centre-back. After Cardiff's 2-0 defeat against Fulham in the playoff semi-finals, former Swansea forward Ollie McBurney took to Twitter to rub it in their faces. It's phenomenal shithousery from him, or it would be if Swansea hadn't just been knocked out of the playoffs by Brentford, who staged a brilliant comeback to go from 1-0 down in the first leg to 3-2 up by the end of the second. I'm not gonna lie, the Swans deserved it after posting a cardboard cutout of Boris Johnson in their changing rooms. I thought the dressing rooms were meant to have good leaders in them. They've officially condoned child abuse with this as well, so I think it's time to cancel Swansea personally. Big man, your teammates just obliterated both of his kneecaps. I don't think now is the time to be doing that. Why is your penis on fire? What's going on? And there was pretty important news for the future of Scottish football as Sky Sports announced a new deal to continue broadcasting their top division. And as a celebration, one guy posted a thread of Sky's best Scottish Premier League moments. Who could forget when they were tricked into thinking that Aberdeen had signed a new Turkish footballer called Yadar Sells Avon, or when they simply couldn't work out the difference between Dundee FC and Dundee United? What about that incredible moment where Aberdeen joined the NFL? Or this, where, as they've given up on it, fam. They don't care about Scottish football at all, I'm sorry to tell you all. But now it is time for Still 0-0, and you guys know the score by now. This is a segment of the show where I bring to you the best of Sunday League and amateur football. And this time, we have got a quite sensational bit of defending. So the team in orange are coming forward. They look as if they're going to put the ball into the box, but the forward cuts back, goes for the strike. It deflects off the defender. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I'd assume there was some kind of miscommunication here. On to the weird stuff though now. Over in China, former Manchester United and Everton midfielder Marouane Fellaini scored a 7-minute hat-trick. I know I talk about farmers' leagues in France, but I think China might be a whole new level here. An Estonian Cup game between Paid and a man who had a stroke at his computer keyboard ended 24-0 to the home side. Imagine going in at half-time, 10-0 down, thinking it can't get any worse from here, then losing the second half 14-0. Listen, when I tell your husband who you're at this game with, don't think I didn't see that. And finally, in quite ridiculous news, Prince William has admitted to asking one of his bodyguards to pose as a sniper at a live football match to put off an opponent. I think it's from when he used to play football as a youngster and he used to get quite a lot of rough treatment. So he literally got a policeman to come to one of the games with a laser pen and pretend it was a red dot. A member of the royal family intentionally killing someone off. Where have I heard that one before? That was going to wrap up football this week. How have I just ended that video like that? I feel like we've glossed over that far too much. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the episode, feel free to slap a like on it and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves and goodbye.